Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and a good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Maiyegun live, and thank you very much for tuning in. Please, after reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description of the broadcast as well. Like it, share it. Invite your friends and your not so friendly friends and tell them to join us. Because now you're going today back to where we left last night. And that is the call for action, call for protest to demand for the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. Reactions have been trailing this because the call is coming from Sowore. Today, the Presidency of Nigeria reacted to, in fact, they condemned such call. According to Onofunuga, a call for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, as it is currently being promoted, is a call for anarchy, and it is more or less a call to force the hand of Tifnumbu to override the due process. They agreed that Nnamdi Kanu had been, the trial of Nnamdi Kanu has been slow, as if to say it's not deliberate. So they called Sowore an anarchist, and there is a chance that they would arrest him before the 20th of October. So the other sides, who have also been lashing out at Sowore for this call, they are treating it with suspicion, the same divisive suspicion that has made it impossible for the unhappy Nigerians to actually hit the streets to push home their demand from these rogues. So they are accusing Sowore of working for Tifnumbu, and he cannot be trusted. Some are saying that he deliberately chose the 5th anniversary for the NSAS massacre. And at the same time, some are saying he is using it to lure the Igbos into another form of a national crusade, which they will pay for massively later. So different campaigns going on. But we'll get to that part. My own question is this. To those of you who knows and agrees that the way these rogues are ruining Nigeria is pretty much concerning to start with, and you agree that there's been so much imbalance in the administration of justice in Nigeria. So therefore, you have also witnessed the same system that is that kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu and locked him up for nearly 10 years now, in and out, yeah? And the same guys are celebrating the peace deal with the terrorists. All of this insider contraption. So you would agree with me that if they indeed have any case against Nnamdi Kanu, by now, I don't think it would take them this long. We all know why. They are stalling in court. But is the call from Sowore something that those of you who believes in justice, by the way, for those of you who are not like cherry picking, who should get justice and who shouldn't, by the way. So do you think the call by Sowore is a wrong call that other people should be making? And if you agree that other people should be making the call, who are these people that should be making this call? We're going to get into that this evening, one by one. First, before the reaction of, or should I say, yeah, I think before the reaction of the Presidency, Sowore had this to say with, you know, um, Charles of Arise.
I'm not shocked because I think on your show I once declared that Kanu's predicament, his ordeal, is as a result of some persons in Southeast who took a decision that his release would jeopardize their political career and future. That I know as far back as when Tinubu freshly became president, because I was part of some conversation to release him. And they said at that time, Imo elections are coming. If it comes out, APC might not win. And subsequently, I realized that some of the communiques you see is just, word of mouth by day. When they go at night or when they meet Tinubu, it's likely that they have a different position. And when I started contacting them in the last 24 hours, I'm shocked. Some of them that I used to be able to reach just switched off their lines. The ones I sent messages never responded. I reached out to Soludo, who I know personally.
That's Charles
Soludo,
who
the
is
governor of Anambra State.
Right.
No response till now. I reached out to Alex Oti. Alex Oti used to be a columnist for Sahara Reporters, so I know him personally. No response till now. The only response I got was a nominal response that no, we shouldn't have dragged us the way you did. Reached out to Peter Obi, they said he's in Rome. But I sent a message that, you can behave as the Romans do too, just be part of this. But some have been encouraging. Senator Abaribe, I reached out to him, he responded, he said, I'm in on this. And I know that Abaribe suffered when he was a shorty for Kanu. In fact, I was sleeping on Abaribe's bed at the DSS in 2019, shortly after he was released, because he was shorty for Nnamdi Kanu. So the rep from his state at the House of Rep also signed up. A number of persons have signed up, some of them publicly, but there is no unified response from Southeastern political leaders or traditional rulers or even the religious priesthood there, which many had expected would happen. But a lot of young people have signed up to this, and you can see that the Nigerian government is already pushing back because they've seen the response to be unequivocally in support of the release of Nnamdi Kanu at this time. I don't think they were expecting that such a response would be so favorable. I'm not.
So let's take it one after the other. I strongly believe that there have been, God knows, several attempts in order to get Nnamdi Kanu, to take their deal. The most popular of their deals for him was that he will renounce Biafra struggle. He will go away, gently, and he will go back to the UK, and there will be nothing about IPOB or Biafra anymore. So he declined, categorically, right? Then others were like, okay, if they start with, bail, kind of like reinstate the bail, and it would no longer, by any means, right, broadcast again. Like he won't talk, he won't use social media and all that anymore. It was like that too is not agreeing to. So I don't know many others they've proposed to him, and behind the scene, or indeed people like Omoyele Sowore, for those of you who care to know, right? Especially Omoyele Sowore, who has had a sort of a close relationship with Nnamdi Kanu, especially right after the attempt on his life, and then they met in New York, if I remember vividly, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself realized that the struggle for the Biafran realization will indeed require the support of all other marginalized group in Nigeria. And therefore, he started kind of like building the bridges, started having this relationship with this and that. In fact, extended his preaching to northern Nigeria at the time. So when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinarily renditioned back to Nigeria, meaning he was kidnapped from Kenya and then, trafficked to Nigeria, tortured, did all of that. But before the day he was taken to Nigeria, Sowore got the hint of that too. It was in court. It was pretty much like a prevented. It was actually the one who broke the news of Nnamdi Kanu's abduction back to Nigeria that day. I don't know if many of you remember. So he's been behind, I mean, and he's been making so much effort as well, like to attend this bogus and sham trial. So him coming out to let us know that that's not just what it's been all about. He's been in contact with the supposed Eastern politicians that he could reach out to. So a few days ago, when he put out that statement that he will set aside his own differences, his political differences and whatever differences he's got with the Nigeria political class, that he would be willing to lead, if they are all willing to come out as well, to lead a never seen before united sort of like a peaceful march and protest to Ask O Rock. A message that has thrown the Tinubu's presidency, the security guys, it's thrown them into serious confusions right now, because somehow seems like there are people who have always been feeling that way too. Like, if you want to try him, or he's done something wrong, here is the evidence. You don't have to use tactical delays, adjournment, over adjournment and all that, right? And then with the effort to memorialize like a predetermined end, to say, okay, just convict him. Still much like disobeying your own court order. There are court orders that they've completely ignored, like they don't exist, including the one that said he should be released. He was discharged and acquitted, by the way. So they ignored all of that. The Supreme Court that said the withdrawal of his bail was wrong, meaning they should reinstate that before anything even goes on at all. They ignored that. They denied him access to medical care. They denied him access to his own lawyers. His own lawyers can't see him and jot things down and take it away to build his defense. No. All this madness, all kind of like systemic, way of persecution. And that's why we call him the prisoner of conscience. Nnamdi Kanu openly in court calls for the end to the violence that has erupted in the eastern part of Nigeria. He called them out. He condemned those who have picked up, in his name and wherever. He openly said, if he's out of this place, he will end all this madness in 5 minutes. All of that ignored, while they continue to amend their supposed charges against him. First, they started with treason. Then now they dropped all of that treason charges. Now it is terrorism. Somebody in your custody is now accused of sponsoring terrorism outside. Then bring the evidence that he is doing that. No. But Sowore also mentioned that, by the way. Here.
I think he made an open declaration in court where he said, give me 5 minutes. If I'm released, I'm going to end the violence in the Southeast. He made the declaration in court last year. What else do you want from him? And you are the government, at any rate. You have a duty to protect the public. It's not his job to protect the Southeast or the Southwest. But the truth is that I have said this, and I'll repeat again. If you are a Nigerian, you can get away with a lot of things. But if you are Igbo, Nigerian, you can't get away with a lot of things. Yes,
but you're not getting away with much.
Yes, but the odds are stacked against you because you're coming with zero, and they will do it to you. I mean, it was in this country that there's a Yoruba nation movement. They even went and hijacked a radio station last year. Did you hear of any trial? Did you hear of any arrest? I'm not using that. I'm not saying that should not be the case, but we must tell ourselves the truth. That it just doesn't look good that the Igbos are marginalized in every sector, including in the justice sector. To get a trial wrapped up in 10 years is that so difficult to do, especially when you claim that you have evidence that this person has committed these grievous crimes. Nothing has been done. No, there's nobody who's been presented as a witness. The only witness that was presented in his case did not accuse him of any crime. He didn't say he found a gun on him or he was importing ammunition or weapons or had a grenade. He just said, well, he was making declaration that he wants Biafra. And I've checked the Nigerian Constitution, 1999 Constitution. There's nowhere it is stated that it's a crime to say that he wants Biafra.
Yeah.
I think he made...
By law, it is actually not a crime in Nigerian law to say, I want Biafra. I want Yoruba nation. I want Arewa nation. That's your freedom of speech. It should be covered. Of course, there is no freedom of speech. So, literally. So Nnamdi Kanu that is planning, that is being charged for terrorism. They have nothing to link him or the organization that he is leading, IPOB. They have no link to say Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB imported their guns or gave guns to anybody in the eastern part of Nigeria. They don't have that. So they locked him up, hoping that the judiciary will finish the job for them. That is to legalize what they have done. But the foundation of all of that is already faulty. It is faulty because you can't kidnap somebody from another country and smuggle them into your country for trial, even as corrupt as Nigerian judiciary is, right? At a point, they had to tell themselves that this is wrong. They told Bokwari that, and they told them to let him go. But they won't. They won't let him go. So who are those benefiting from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's detention? Of course, the Igbo politicians. Some of them, when it's convenient, you will see them go straight and see him in prison and, not even prison, in that DSS detention. They'll go there and see him and take pictures and upload the pictures on the social media to give the impression to millions of his supporters that they are doing everything to get him out. And once they get what they want, they just change their language, or they go back to the eastern Nigeria to amplify the insecurity there. So how are they benefiting? Security votes and what have you. It may sound so stupid. That's how callous these criminals can be. If not, why is he still being detained? Why is he still in there? Even you that want him not to be freed. I keep reminding those of you who have always become this vocal, repeating the same jargons that they are telling you. It is not, you with me now, it is not the job of Nnamdi Kanu, right, to protect the people of the eastern part of Nigeria by the Nigerian arrangement. It is the job of your government. Now, your criminal politicians who have resorted into harming, unemployable young people for political reasons, harm the society. I mean, the entire place, right? They chose to allow the criminality that is going on to go on, and to end it is their job. If you see somebody who has committed a crime, no matter who they are, apprehend them and deal with them instead of trying to kind of like force people to claim who they are not, in order to justify the reason why Nnamdi Kanu cannot be released. I've seen so many Igbos who have said that if you see what these terrorists have done in Olu, in Osu, you will not come here and be saying that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. That's the point. The evidence that Nnamdi Kanu is the one sponsoring this, these attacks in Olu, in Osu, and all these places should have been presented to the courts, not his broadcast or what is said 8 years ago, 7 years ago. You get me now? While these supposed criminals are still everywhere in the eastern part of Nigeria. Some of them have been conscripted into government-sanctioned militia groups in the name of the government. These ones are legal and all of that. So the right thing is to present this evidence to your court, but no. And that is why when Sowore made the announcement, and some of you who have been pretty much I don't know. Because we have some of you who are like, can't really process things for yourself. And situation in that contraption has gone so bad, right? That people will create scenarios. They will ignore the obvious. They will create scenarios in their heads, and they will believe the scenarios they have created in their heads, and they will be running with it. Okay. For those who are in the know, it was said that they couldn't release. Hang on, oh, for those of you who don't want him released, some believes that the card of releasing Nnamdi Kanu has its own political advantage, or it's going to be a banana peel kind of a thing. If Tifnumbu released Nnamdi Kanu, would that not help Tifnumbu to stop, what do you call it, to stop the Igbos from voting, for Peter Obi, especially for Peter Obi? That's what I've some of disobedient, kind of put out, right? To them, if they release Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu will tell the Easterners not to vote. And if they don't, that simply gives Tifnumbu easy win. But like I said, a scenario created in your head. Because right now, with their ongoing rigging arrangements, Nnamdi Kanu has been in their detention, right? And when you take a look at their registrations and the number of their voters as it is currently being presented, and the number of the Easterners who joined them in 2023, and go and check the number right now, how much of them are indeed or being shown to be signing up for your next election. That is one. And the second one is that they believe that if he released Nnamdi Kanu, again, if Nnamdi Kanu does not say people should not vote and all that, there could be some other Igbos that it will warm their hearts that it is Tifnumbu that released Nnamdi Kanu, so they will support APC. All these imaginations and all these permutations on the life of a man who has done nothing, especially to you. Do you get it now? So it could be in that prison, in that jail for as long as possible, because right now it's not politically right. Can't you see the game they are playing? That is somebody who is conveniently in his comfort zone, giving opinions about what is going on in the contraption, by the way. That, can't you see the game they are playing? The game they are playing is that they just want to make sure they release Nnamdi Kanu to, and Sowore is working for Tifnumbu, so that when Tifnumbu releases Nnamdi Kanu, Sowore will just say, they'll say, Sowore is the one that finally did it, the blah. And I'm like, the number one thing is that, are you comfortable having an innocent person locked up for years on trumped-up charges, while the same guys who locked him up are telling you to get used to the murderers, the terrorists, who have put Nigeria's name on the map as one of the terrorized countries in the world? So I'll leave you with that, because everybody has their own biases here and there. But there's something I always like to remind people of. Injustice. It is a injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And Nigeria is a place where the kind of the shege that is available, like we put it, right, it is turn by turn Nigeria Limited. You need strong voice, you need people who have conviction that things are not going right, and therefore it's either they do it right, or they F off. So, we all have something in common. We have a common enemy who has pushed all of us to the brink. Sorry, to the brim right now. However, we had the likes of Politico. In fact, here is what Onofunoga had to say to Sowore at their reaction. You are nothing more than an anarchist. He called him an anarchist, masquerading as a rights activist. You very well know that Nnamdi Kanu is facing trial for treason. They didn't even know what he's facing trial for, or maybe it's an intentional, what do you call it, right? They charged Nnamdi Kanu for treason. Now they are charging him for terrorism by linking him to what is going on in the eastern Nigeria, as well as what has had happened in your NSAS protest as well. So here, so you very well know, okay, and yet you want to cause a breakdown of law and order by mobilizing for a protest. Is this the kind of revolution you envisage for Nigeria, where the rule of law will be violated and your idea of justice will be the law of the jungle? And he added, for Atiku, he said, I'm surprised that ex-VP Atiku Abubakar, who is always opportunistic, has supported the planned mob action. As a statesman, he should know better that matters of justice are not resolved on the streets, but in the law court. So it seems right now that the stage is set for what is to come next. We have those who are going to be very happy. If Omoyele Sowore is either, arrested again, brutalized, and possibly locked up by the DSS, they won't still be impressed, because to them, it is all performative. He is working for Tifnumbu. To others, if the mobilization, which I want to believe that is going to actually happen, because it is Sowore, I need to remind you, it is Sowore. If Sowore says we're meeting on this so date, even if not just 10 people show up, Sowore will lead them and say, "Mo, they go inside the house rock." So I have seen the behind the scene mobilization for this, and I can tell you it is going to happen. So what would then likely make it not happen the way I am seeing it what will make that not happen the way I have been seeing it or I've been hearing it is when they kidnap Omoyele Sowore overnight, which will be the work of the DSS. Because right now they have already put it they are putting together a mob. They want to cause a breakdown of law and order, and Sowore is anarchist. And he met with Egbere Jolantan earlier today, who, according to Sowore, has also given his own voice to to the protest that Nnamdi Kanu should be released or his trial should be accelerated. I mean, wrap it up if you want to say, okay, you want to do your retrial stuff, right? But can his hand be forced? Because the same Kolu pardoned some dead people and some living criminals today, but we will come to that. So when the last time Nnamdi Kanu was in court, this picture on your screen, right, was cropped from the clip. And he was in court to hear the Nigerian Medical Association's report concerning their check on him if he should be allowed to go to the hospital. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has remained under consistent torture, both physical and mental torture, has been locked in their underground cells several times. There were times that they've tried to actually break him, physically assaulted him, and of course daily mental assault, in order to kind of force him to accept whatever it is they are proposing, which the top of that is that he should denounce Biafra and never speak about it again. Close the Biafra radio and end the IPOB struggle, which he told them, even if you kill me, I do not have such power. I don't even have the power to end to do what you're asking me to do. Do you get that now? So don't waste your time, right? If you address the reasons that led to this advocacy, right? You may even be on the winning side. You may stand a chance, but ignoring all the listed marginalization and the profiling and all that of the Igbos in Nigeria, which many others will live to deny, or it won't. So if you don't address them as you should, I can't promise anything because I can't do all of that. They're keeping it, asking everybody to wait for the law, the same law they've manipulated just because they wanted to just keep him as a trophy. I think this was when Sowore met Jonathan.
Okay. Have a nice day. So I will call you. You know, I call you. I used to call you. So give me a number.
So going forward, right? We have been having, oh, hang on, I should add that too, right? So the mobilization for the protest to demand for the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu is ongoing. And I've also been told that the Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis, Northern Nigeria branch, they have also started their own mobilization for fund, which they will use in hiring people that will now stage a counter protests. So the 5th anniversary of End SARS is going to be an interesting anniversary because pushing for justice on the anniversary day of the people who have been denied justice still, and people are still demanding justice for the massacred End SARS protesters, demanding for the release of the prisoner of conscience, Nnamdi Kanu. No matter how you feel about him, Nigeria has lost. They've lost because they had nothing really on him initially. They've spent money. They've lost international credibility. They've broken international laws. And they've even ignored their own, disobeyed their own courts. And they are still scrambling just because they want to jail one man, a whole country. So 10 years of all of this, thousands of lives taken by Nigeria. And up to this moment, we are discussing if it should be released or if it should not be released. So where is that justice? If you believe in one, except if you are among those who rather just a cherry pick what they think should be justice and what shouldn't be justice. Right? The insecurity that Nnamdi Kanu warned us. Every now and then you want to try to forget about Nnamdi Kanu. What happens in Nigeria every day will keep sending you back to him. Most of what he told you that you thought he was just a lunatic, that was just inciting hatred, inciting disrespect, he's inciting blah, they told you to be regurgitating. The insecurity has almost enveloped the entire country as we speak. And it's almost like your ruiners, your criminal leaders have lost the plot. They have become so enmeshed in their own pool of corruption, right? That they've lost the plot. They have no idea how to end this industry they have created, the terrorism industry. And they are scrambling here and there, offering some of the most ridiculous solutions according to them: kinetic, non-kinetic, peace deal, rehabilitation of a terrorist, repentant terrorist, Ruga, Katu colony, grazing routes, federal, all this nonsense that you can say, what the heck is actually wrong with the heirs of those who are ahead of you? So, Quara has been in the news for a while. The other one that is really not in the news is the atrocities of Amotekun, especially in Osun State. I have had few of the reports of their activities, Amotekun, because most of the time people will say, where is Amotekun now? Amotekun was supposed to, where is Amotekun? Sort of. When we heard about the Fulani terrorist, attacks Then we realized that number one, they are not really allowed to, carry the automatic rifles or weapons to face these terrorists to start with. However, they have improvised rather than being in the forest, in the bush, chasing these terrorists from, entering the hinterland. They are busy in the hinterland itself, right? Traumatizing the citizens. So what the Fulani terrorists have not really been able to do yet, right? They are doing it, including arresting people who are having disputes, disagreements, or a suspect, somebody who is a suspect of a crime or something. And they said the mandate of the Amotekun is that when they capture any criminal, right, after processing the criminal, they will hand them over to the police. But that's not what they do in Osun. So in Osun State, especially, they said the Amotekun have their own holding cells, which is like police cells. They torture people, they lock people up, people pay them bail to release people to them, like police. What the heck is going on? Then another part of it is that some of them who are like the Amotekuns that were supposed to help us go after the terrorists, some of them are retired cultists. I don't know, say cultists, they retire. So they call them ex-cultists who joined Amotekun through political slot. Ridiculous, yeah? So they have unleashed their own terrorism on the people. There are people are beginning to kind of like push back. One of them was reportedly caught in his story.
What is your name?
Amori Sunday.
Eh?
Amori Sunday.
Amori
Sunday.
Popularly known as what? Eh? How old are you?
30 years.
30 years. You are a native of where?
Elisha.
Elisha. Which compound in Elisha? Apata compound. Arapata compound. Which country are you? Eh?
Are you a cultist? Are you a cultist?
Which cultist?
Are you a cultist? Eh? Aye. So you said you are a cultist. What is the name of your group? Aye what?
MPN.
Are you confraternity?
Yes.
Abi? Which year did you join?
2018.
What?
2018.
Which year did you join?
2018.
2018. Abi?
Yes.
So you are telling me that you are what? You are what? Aye. What? Which group is Aye? Is this a cultist or not?
Cultist.
You are a cultist. Who initiated you?
Sure.
Eh?
Sure.
Where can we get you? Speak English now.
Yes. Is at the Port Harcourt.
Port Harcourt. Abi? Fine. Now, I'm now putting it to you. How many times police arrested you and charged you to court?
One time, sir.
One time. For which offense?
That I'm disturbing the community and I have to fulfill them.
If offense, then. How many months do you stay in prison?
3 months.
Elisha what?
Prison.
You are they charge you to court.
Yes.
Who charge you to court? Which office charge you?
This office. Offense.
Which office?
Office that charge you to court.
Anti-cultism.
Anti-cultism arrested you.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
Which office arrested you?
Office that arrested the police station that arrested you during that time.
Yes, sir.
Who charged you to court?
Anti-cultism.
And how many months do you stay in prison?
3 months.
3 months. Right. So when you come out, what happened again?
Nothing happened again.
Right. Now, how do you join Amotekun?
It was my dad that gave me the form. So I should join the Amotekun.
Who is your dad?
I'm what I'm married.
Wait. Your daddy gave you his slot. Are you supposed to be in Amateku? Are you supposed to be in Amateku?
Yes.
You a courtist?
Sir, I was repenting.
Repent?
Yes.
At where?
Repentant cultist. That's the word I was looking for. When they had the end SARS, the policemen that were harassing and then extorting young people, including killing younger people, called the SARS, that led to the October 2020's protest. We realized that some of them are the repentant armed robbers, repentant cultists, repentant assassins, ardent criminals. And the concept of putting them together as the IG, police IG, which is the police IG of Nigeria that created them, was that they are responsive to the police IG only. You get that now? They put together killers, murderers, ardent criminals, and they now give them guns, more or less like the license to kill. So their reason for doing that, from what I heard, was that they have some very smart, fine officers doing their proper investigations and all that too, right? But you see those ones that you see on the street that barely wears any uniform, and they'll be putting on the bulletproof vest with SARS written behind it, or just ordinary black shirts and all that, with guns, drunk, eye on drugs and all of that. They said the idea was because they were criminals. So if they send them to go and face any form of, armed robbery, like violent criminals, like kidnappers, armed robbers, like that. So they are there, more or less to redeem themselves. Do you get that now? So they are there to make sure that neutralizing those criminals, either killing them or getting them, is the way they, as repentant criminals, will redeem themselves. I don't understand this mad concept, because there's something called background check that you do when you want to bring people into the security sort of system, Abby. You have to do background check, you have to do a lot of things, right? But cultist in Amotekun, cultist who knows that his job is to go and face a Fulani terrorist. But right now, he's got the license to carry any gun they give to him and to terrorize the same people he's meant to protect, like your police, like they are doing. That's promotion. Now, talking about police, by the way, the police have released the CCTV footage of the night when the armed robbers attacked that Arise News journalists, some Toshiku Maduago, who died in an attempt to run away from the armed robbers. And she lived on the top floor of her flat. And, she fell to her death. So according to police, they've arrested 12 armed robbers responsible for that tragedy. And first, the CCTV. I don't know if they were shouting area or they are speaking Hausa, but you could hear them, right? So according to the police, they said the armed robbers, when they gained access to our flat, he was already by our balcony, holding on to it like that, while all our body was like already here. So when the armed robbers approached the balcony, one of them grabbed our arm or hand, but he still slid off, like slipped off. She fell to her death. Interrogating them yesterday, a police sort of PRO, I think, heard this.
Everyone, my name is SP Josephine Ade. I'm the Police Public Relations Officer for FCT Police Command, and today we're here once again to roll out the FCT Police Command achievement under the leadership of the Commissioner of Police FCT CP Ajao S. Adewale, PSC MNI PS. The Commissioner of Police, if you remember the incident that happened at Katampe Gishiri, where the Arise presenter was killed, the robbery incident, unfortunate incident happened, and the Commissioner of Police came out to promise residents of FCT that he was going to fish out the perpetrators. With that, the Commissioner of Police launched an investigating team led by ACP Victor Godfrey. He's the Commander Scorpion Squad, and today we are here to roll out the achievement. The squad, Scorpion Squad, went out to ensure the arrest of these suspects. There are about 12 of them. I won't give you all the keys. I want you to hear it out from the mouth of the suspect. We're going to start with, what's your name?
My name is Salis Raji.
Okay, I want you to speak out. Let the world hear you. What is your involvement with these people? Why you are here? What happened? What's your name again?
My name is Sani Suraju.
Sani Suraju.
Suraju.
So why are you here? Can you speak English or you want to speak Hausa?
You speak Hausa.
Oh yeah, let's hear you.
Ranar na ɗauke su a mota 206 Abba ne ya kira ni. Na je mabushi ya ban Abba. Ya ban makullin mota 206. Na ɗauke su, na zo sauka, na ɗauki wa'annan mutum biyun, na wuce wannan ya na ɗauko su dogo da suwaye.
Ka ɗauke su a sauka?
A sauka.
A nan suke da zama?
A nan suke da zama.
Waye ne Abba?
Abba gang leader Abba Tabo.
To kai ne direba?
Ni ne direba. Na ɗauke su ya muka shiga Katampe. Da muka shiga Katampe muna shiga unguwai, akwai wasu gidaje guda biyu masu iri ɗaya.
An nuna muku gidan ne ko kun shiga ne?
Ba nuna ma gidan bane ba, kawai mun shigo ne ba inda za mu maje.
Okay. Mun shigo ne kawai?
Mun shigo ne kawai. Ya ce in yo baya. Na Yorubas na dawo. Ya leƙa gidan ya ce ba ma wannan za mu shiga ba, mu ƙara gaba. Muna ƙara gaba ya muka je wannan gida mai kyau da motoci a ciki. Ya na goga fakin ya ce dan kau da motar daga wajen, ko da ma'aikata suna shigowa.
Ko da police
suna shigowa abinda suke, idan ja mota in kauce daga wajen. Na kauce suka shiga cikin gidan. To daga cikin gidan ina ta jin ihu, ana dan harbe-harbe, ina tsaye na soke gilas, ina hango ta mata daga sama tana neman maɓoya daga saman bene, ta kama wani waje ta ɓoye tana lilo. Sun ma ba su abin da ke faruwa ba, tana sai na haura ba ta jin Hausa, wanda na iske a wajen sanya suke ba, kuma ta ne kuka suke baya jan Hausa shi ma bai jin Turanci, kuma ban jan ni Hausa nake ji, kuma ba su jan Hausa. Nake cewa ta tsaya kar ta faɗo, in hauro in taimake ta tsaya. Har na haura na je inda take.
Kun ɗauka wani abu a gidanta? Everyone, my name is SP Josephine Ade. I'm the Police Public.
So SP Josephine didn't tell us what their suspect was saying. But to those of you who understand the Hausa very well, I bet you grab it. So he was telling them how one Bala, took them to Katampe, and what happened in Katampe, and how they was involved. Somebody said that, did you see the face of the attackers in that CCTV? And I'm like, they may have facial recognition, because if you check the CCTV, it seems the camera was trying to pick faces as well. Like it's got this, this kind of image capture, something like that frame to follow the. So the police released the CCTV camera or the footage, and they said they've captured the 12 people who did it. I understand that we don't trust the police. But for the family of the victims, including the security guy or the gate man of the estate, who was also shot and killed, right? So this is probably going to give them a closure. You get what I mean? And you would expect the police to possibly do their job that way on every case. You know what I mean? So let's give them the benefit of the doubt, because the police IG stopped them from showing the faces of suspects anymore. That is why the Abuja bride, the female bride, right? They showed their faces, okay? But we'll keep following and monitoring that. There is a conclusion of Operation Crocodile Lift. What's that name again? Crocodile Lift. A joint operation, kind of like training between French forces and some of their West African colleagues, like Nigeria. So their effort is to train the Nigerian officials on how to combat or fight, you know what I mean, like the terrorism and all that. So they had their session also this time concluded, and they spoke to the journalist. I just want to put it out there.
I'm Colonel Brunet. I'm the commanding officer of the landing group inside the landing craft ship Tonnerre, which you can see here on the sea. On board, I'm commanding a lot of troops that participate to this famous exercise, Crocodile Lift, and we are very glad to participate each year to this exercise with a powerful nation such as Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Okay. One question. You're going around some countries in Africa for like 3 months.
Yes.
And you are here right now. Can you tell us the essence of this your exercise?
And again, in that respect, sir, can you tell us your presence in this training now? Can you tell us the respect you have for Nigeria's sovereignty, especially in relation to protection of our natural resources?
We are here in the Gulf of Guinea to train, to participate with our African partners to different exercises, to train together like this exercise. So it's a lot of coordination between our both armed forces, Navy, Army for as I'm concerned. So it's a very impressive and good cooperation with Nigeria Navy forces or Nigeria Armed Forces.
Okay, now you come every year. You come every year. What is the new thing? What is the new thing you brought in this year's exercise?
This year?
Yeah, because you usually come every year.
Yes, this year we could deploy this new vehicle. It's a new vehicle to cooperate with the Nigeria, and it's very new for France too. So it's a good opportunity for us to deploy this new vehicle here in Nigeria.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir, to you, sir. What's the assessment of this exercise, and how will you relate this in real life scenarios?
Well, thank you very much. I think it's open to all to see. The exercise was a success. The display is actually part of a 2-day event. Yesterday they had to go to sea, so today is to show the landing part of the exercise. So I think it was a success.
Okay, to what extent do you think this exercise will add to the proficiency of the Nigerian Navy and even the armed forces in general?
The Nigerian Navy over the years, which we could attest to that, has been quite professional. Now, this exercise is part of our partnership program within the Gulf of Guinea. Now, the Gulf of Guinea and the involvement of the French Navy is part of efforts to partner with member states. So, for me, we're already doing what we need to do. We've secured our maritime domain, excellent, and this has given rise to piracy cases that have reduced tremendously over the years.
All right, your name and title. Your name and title.
My name? Yes, sir. Rear Admiral I.C. Opala. I'm the acting FOC, Naval Doctrine Commander.
So it is a joint operation, a joint training operation between French forces, French Navy and Nigeria Navy, to strengthen the Nigeria's maritime control of their own territorial water to improve security and things. Yeah. So can I ask us for a very quick favor, especially those of you on Facebook and on YouTube, if we can take just 1 minute. I'll be here drinking my water, right? Let's take a minute to actually like the broadcast if you haven't done that already. If you have not, yeah, just take a moment and like it and just relax. All right. Then we will continue because we are going to Lagos after this. So we are currently like 1,000 of us on YouTube, by the way, and about 80 of us on Facebook. So we can make it count. Just a break, quick one. You can grab the remote control. If you are watching it on TV, you can grab the remote control, right? And just scribble straight onto move the mouse until you get to that sign of and just click it. It's like, let's see, we can take, if we can take the number to maybe 400, 500 before we continue. I know it's going to be like forever, right? So please take a moment and do that if you haven't. So thank you. I've been seeing the reactions, by the way. So we are still less than 300 that have done that already. So quick. You know, the good thing about it is that, right? If you make sure that you like the broadcast and you let it count, it is going to help the video, right, get kind of like recommended. And for those who are already struggling with notifications, they don't get notifications, they are like, they don't even know when Maiyegun is live, you could be saving me a lot on that. Yeah? Thank you. So now we are over 300. Let us continue. I will remind you again before we end the chart. Right. The Ronukus have built reputation around their tribal bigotry and other hateful kind of like push, all in defense of Tifnumbu. They have told specifically the Igbos to leave Lagos. Lagos is Yoruba land. Yorubas, every Yoruba, from every part of Yoruba land have the right to become anything in Lagos because it is our land and all that. So this kind of like argument, right, is what the Ronukus kind of pushed. They said they are protecting Lagos because these people want to take Lagos. They want to take our land. They must respect our culture. They must respect their host and other stuff. So lately, it seems that inside the Ronu, there is also another Ronu, or there are many Ronus inside Ronu, as everybody is discovering his own place. So they are putting forward arguments around it. Yeah. Oh, do you want me to take calls this evening? Don't worry, we'll try that. Let's see if we can keep the number going. Okay. So that is why you should please share it and like the broadcast. Okay. So since most of these tirades are always happening on the internet, So yesterday, they called for a space on Twitter where they were having conversation around why is everybody from Lagos? Why is every Ronu is from Lagos? Why is every Ronuku is about Lagos? Are all the Yorubas from Lagos? So the Ronukus were like, no, Lagos is our is a Yoruba, this, and another. For those of you who actually follows the convo. Then the Ronuku started telling themselves at some point that if your mama be Igbo, you know be Yoruba, you are a tainted blood. So it now got to a stage where they're like, wait, you that is talking, are you not from Kwara? Say, yes, I'm from Kwara, but yes, I am a Yoruba, and Lagos is our. I say, you, are you not from Ekiti? Say, yes, as a Yoruba man, I must. I say, why you know they protect Ekiti? Why you know they fight for Ekiti? Why are you not fighting for Kwara the same you are passionately? Because it is not about Lagos, it is about Tifnumbu. Then what happened to those who are the true and the real indigenes of Lagos? What are we going to do about them now? Because those ones, they are there watching everybody say, now them, they are Lagosians, they are Lagos, this Lagos, is that Lagos, everything Lagos, Lagos. They say that Lagos, all the Yorubas come from me. Una no get all your own states where things are happening that you need to also fight for and protect. Now, if you are an Igbo person asking that question, the Ronukus naturally would want to eat you. The best is for you to just laugh, Abi, and say, okay, right? But when you now see the true Lagosians who are now saying, hey, anybody who be like Lagos, Lagosians, Yoruba in Lagos, can they leave Lagos and go and become governor of And they're like, no, that's not the point. Lagos is cosmopolitan. Lagos is Kineko for Yorubas. Yorubas are expected to come from everywhere and they can be anything in Lagos if they want to, because they have the majority of the votes. What are you talking about? And that wahala sha, people like us, they listen to the old back and forth. Because inside Ronu, there are many other Ronus. Now, Lagosians who are like trying to push back, okay? Like I said, when a Ronuku is explaining that is to his own logic to you, he's explaining it. And then you ask the question like, okay, what about this? Say, but that one is, we are the same. We are the same. I was like, what do you mean we are the same like that? You get what I mean now? So they now believe that people are trying to divide the Yorubas. That is the next thing right now, especially the Ronukus. They are not interested in Yoruba land. They are more interested in Tifnumbu. Take that to the bank. Witnessing this, their back and forth, is quite interesting. Listen to this.
Ogun indigene or even Undo that wants to stay in Lagos, be a councillor in Lagos can be so. If they want to be Speaker of the House of Assembly of Lagos, they can be so. If they want to be governor, deputy governor, they can be that. Why? Because we in numbers, and so shall it remain forever and ever. Because Awolowo himself fought to ensure that Lagos remained part of the Western region's sphere. So we are going to carry on the great works of Chief Obafemi Awolowo. No Yoruba person can threaten another Yoruba person. You have your rights, and I respect your rights as someone who calls him or herself Lagosian. Yes, I do. That is why Yoruba people defend each other around the world, whether it's in Cuba, whether it's in Brazil, Trinidad and Tobago, whether it is in Nigeria, in Sokoto, in Borno, in Boko, in wherever it is. We come together, we defend each other. Why? Because we want to maintain that brotherly Omoluabi culture within our Yoruba culture and traditional system. So that is why I say to you, stop saying Yoruba people should go back to their states. Why? It's not nice. It sounds like extremism as far as I'm concerned. It's not a nice thing to say, telling people to go back to their states. That's not nice. We need to be our brother's keeper. That's what we need to be. And then extend that brotherhood to other Nigerians, and be welcoming to all Nigerians. Because that is the way in which this great nation of ours will thrive, will succeed, and become the best in this world that we live in. And just to land, lastly, Yoruba people in Lagos, you have nothing to fear. Whatever you want to do, you can do. In fact, the idea of Tokunbo Wahab as the next governor of Lagos State, I think he is performing a stellar role within his remit in Lagos. I think he could be a good governor. Honestly, a very, very good governor. He has good policies. He's the kind of person that can implement foundational policies that will see Lagos go from where it is today to become the Dubai of this century. So I think, for me, the likes of Tokunbo Wahab, let's support them to be governor of Lagos. And, my Yoruba people, you have nothing to fear. Okay? Nothing to fear. Respect the opinions of those who say otherwise. But just know that you have the voting numbers and there's nothing anyone can do about it. But let's be welcoming to all Nigerians as well, as we always have been. But let's make sure that Lagos, Osun, Ogun, Kwara, Kogi, Borno, all states benefit from what we call the Lagos template. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, the preachers of lovers of Southwesterners. But Igbos must go out of Lagos. You are not from Lagos. You are telling Igbos to go out of Lagos. But Lagosians don't have a right to tell you, go back to your state. No wahala. No wahala. We'll see the end. DMS, are you there?
Mazi, you saw what this Citizen Olu did there. He made one statement, and I'm very pissed with that statement. He said other Yorubas can come from another state to be governor in Lagos State. Like, we don't have Lagos indigene. And we don't level, like, what is going on? And you people will be complaining about some people have expansionist idea. What type of idea do you have? You will carry your people from another state, you come to Lagos State, rule over the Lagosians over there. And the Lagosians over there, they are saying, we want indigenes to rule our land. But people like Citizen Olu, they are against it. Why? Why must it be Lagos? Why can't the other Yorubas, the indigenous in Lagos, rule their own land? What is your problem with that? You are also a terrorist and expansionist. You people have a big problem. You and the likes of Otuba, you people need to be thrown to the gulag.
DMS, please, stop. This comment is not good. Stop. Thank you, DMS.
Mazi, also tell them to stop. They should stop this expansionist behavior. We have Lagosians, indigene of Lagos, we have them. They can also be the governor of their state. They are educated. They have everything all that Yorubas have. They should stop this expansionist idea. If they don't stop, we won't stop also.
Okay, let's have additional. I think Bishop is saying.
Well, I know talk to me and me. I've just observed when I've been talking to
Okay. Let's I think Otumba have a response.
Can I respond to what he said? Because he called my name. Let me respond in 1 minute, please. Yeah, thank you so much. You see, when people speak like this, because there's something, that a great sage once said, people sometimes speak out of ignorance for lack of knowledge. We must first of all look at the voting demographic in Lagos. Anybody can go out there, form a party,
The worst, you have not heard the worst yet. So the argument is that, which is also plausible, it would have made sense, by the way, in fairness, right? The idea of the Western region back in the days, right, was like the plan was pretty much like spread in a way that you could tell that the the crafters of that era, they planned to develop Yoruba land in some, like different ways. The systemic way that, was uniform. That's the word, uniform. Then they broke Nigeria into states and further states, local governments, and what you have now. And as Yorubas, you would expect, or should I even just put it this way, right? Before now, Tifnumbu and his co-travelers who paraded themselves as pro-Yoruba endorsed this document that was put together by Dawn, right? So the idea was on how to industrialize Yoruba land, agriculturalize Yoruba land, and all that kind of stuff, right? And they are going to build power stations, roads, rails, water, that kind of thing, right? For Yoruba, where you can connect everything to Lagos. You just go around like that to Lagos. And they endorsed it. So it was a good idea where they were going to pull resources together in executing this idea. So Lagos would be the template, a template in the sense that it's going to be like the chunk contributor. The idea is to develop Yoruba land in such a uniform kind of a way where they put their resources together. But Tifnumbu is not all about, it's not about that. He's a greedy, selfish old hag. And those who are around him, we call them ajeles. Ajeles are those who are pretty much about collecting taxes, just picking your pocket. They will promise you everything that you count as normal, and they will deliver you zero. But at the same time, they will empower some few sewage dwellers, sprinkle them some crumbs to sing their praises, like you can imagine. So using that idea of our understanding of what Tifnumbu is all about, and anybody who is a Tifnumbu supporter, a Ronuku, that is propagating the Yorubaness, this or that, which is completely false, on false foundation, with wrong intention, pure manipulation, or call it a fraudulent, because some of us can see through that. So, if the idea of Yorubas can be anything anywhere in Yoruba land, not Lagos. I am from Ogun State, and I'm also a Lagosian. Yeah, let me see, 1, 2, 3. I'm like a 4th generation Lagosian. My old man has a street in Lagos, by the way, but I don't think that has to do with how much you are. But anyway, just so you know. So which simply means that even me that I've already registered my everything as Ogun, indigenous, based on how Nigeria is arranged, I can't pack my bag and just go to Lagos and say I want to be, local government chairman in Lagos. Maybe I shouldn't even use myself as an example because I can. But I have identified as somebody from Ogun State, right? Where I've got my entire family root and all that, yeah? So similarly, we have people from all over Yoruba land who have, as they did their state creation, they've ended up, having been caught as part of what is now Lagos state. But they are indigenous of Lagos. You got me now? Starting from that Isaleko, straight to Badagry, and to other parts where you have the indigenous people of Lagos states. You get what I mean? So they can't just get up and say they want to, Tifnumbu's idea. Tifnumbu was sending Ajeles from Lagos. That is why you have Adeleke, who is currently representing Ikeja, House of Representatives, right? He's representing Ikeja in Lagos, in Abuja. Sorry, yeah. But he's from Kogi, and he's aspiring to be governor of Kogi. So we have another one from Ogun State, Yaji, who had represented Lagos State up to the Senate level. He became a senator representing the Lagos West in Abuja until he switched to Ogun State and is aspiring to be governor. So now this is the idea of Tifnumbu. The idea of spreading this is actually whose only thing they spread is actually poverty. It's not pro-Yoruba. No, it's never been about it. So the concept of you being from Ekiti, can you go to Ogun State and say you want to be governor of Ogun, or you want to like run for, you know you can't. So why is everybody from Lagos? That's when everything can scatter. But they won't, you don't get to the point where they're almost like tearing themselves apart. This part.
With 10K, I will fix your life. This idiot when they talk earlier. It is very just God will punish your father. God will punish your father. You when they watch play, as they follow us talk, they watch. You say we know here to the watch play. Now that place you go watch that wherever you are. Watch play. Your father dey do. Your father dey do. Boy any other guy ma for idiot. O ma fobo kuni. We dey otumba. O ma boy kuni. Now that place you go watch that wherever you are. Because the time as he say he want to teach myself to make money. You want to teach myself to watch plays. Man, you don't listen to this bastard. He also wants to teach you how to watch plays. There are a lot of nuisance on Twitter. Just like last guy that just spoke, there's a big nuisance. Just let me teach you how to make money. Let me teach you how to make money. He wants to teach you how to watch play. This conversation, I'll leave here. Because all these kind of small boys now, when they talk online, say watch. If I ask them, I make it start proof now. They could start. Oh, yeah, your papa. But you don't want to. I don't read your face. You don't want me. You don't want fool. You know what? I like when I'll be at your age, I will not be on Twitter space. You are a bastard of Tuba. By the time I will be at your age, I will not be on Twitter space defending Igbo. You are a bastard and a terrorist. You are a small frog. You are a bastard and a terrorist. Boy, you know, if you back to Australia, you go back to Dubai, anywhere ever, you are not looking for me. You are looking for. Like I said, Mazi, is your space open for dragging? If that's what we can resort to violence. If you're here to have conversation, that's like because of Adeshino. You understand? I came here because of Adeshino that was trying to push a negative agenda, which is not different from the person that is pushing it. And that's why see how you are crying. See how you are crying. So this is how you are crying. You know you are crying. So you can shed tears like this. All this war, not this bastard. Leave. Terrorist sympathizer. Terrorist sympathizer. Terrorist in Bobo United. Terrorist do not allow Abi to land. Okay, Abi, go enter work. Let's give Citizen Nolu, because he has not said anything on this space, and JT. Let Citizen Nolu speak. Then we'll still come back so that you guys will cool temper. Let Citizen Nolu speak. Citizen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Mazi, before Citizen Nolu go, Mazi, anybody that says shit about Lagosian on this, I will unmute and interrupt. They should focus on the topic. Focus on the topic.
No, you will not interrupt. You allow the person to land, then you have a time to report. If you interrupt, the space will not flow. You allow the person to land, then you will respond. That is the reason why you are on the speaker station. So if you are interrupting, nobody will listen to you. Okay. So
there will be no conversation. So we need to listen to ourselves. Here are our own grievances, differences, like gentlemen. But you can't have a conversation with an average Ronuku. I need to remind you of that. Okay? And to them, the end always justify the means. So, when was your last time that you visited the Nigerian embassy or Nigeria consulate in any part of the world? It's a Nigerian in the diaspora. But you know the story, right? The whole frustration, the whole stress. You know, early in the morning, you arrive at this consulate where they are still, wherever they actually manage to attend to you, right? And then you are looking so fresh and, relaxed. By the time you because you have you're in your mind, you are going into this place to go and renew your passport, and what do you call it? Maybe it's going to last maybe an hour or two. Then you'll be out. Especially those of you that those of you that usually get the number. There is number they give to you. You know, so the whole complaint has been almost the same every year. By the time you are done and you are coming out like maybe 6-7 hours later, you are exhausted, you are famished, you hate everything about this place. And sometimes you begin to ask yourself, why did I even come? And then came the, what do you call it? The Minister of Influencers of Interior. I've been a foreigner, no, it's Interior. The guy that said that you could get your passport with, in few days, right? Like you can even sign up for it, renew it from your bedroom, and they are doing all that stuff, but they are not doing enough when it comes to their own foreign, missions, where Nigerians are signing up to renew passports. There are families who are taking their children to Nigeria for the first time, and they need to get them Nigerian passport and all that. Dilemma. Kind of like an headache for those of you who are in this category, who have children. A young lady who recently experienced this same Nigerianness in London just made a video to tell all of us that nothing has changed. But she's so shocked that you could feel the tension from her own trauma just going in there to get a passport. And her conclusion is that don't you ever bring me back to this place again. Ever. A what?
You know what? Yeah, you'll think that you've gone through tough times in life and you've been exposed to harsh environments until you go to the Nigerian embassy in London. My God, everyone told me that this place was chaos, but I was not prepared for the chaos that I was about to see. So boom, me and my dad, we're like, yeah, let's go get this passport because I'm going in November, right? I'm excited. I see the green and white flags outside. We traveled like 4 hours by car and by bus. Like we were ready. 11 a.m. was my appointment. We even walked to the embassy because the tube strikes were on. So we get there, we come in, a guy's standing there. He must own the place, I don't know, but he's looking at me like I owe him money. So I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, have you got an appointment? I said, yes. He's like, where's your appointment slip? I'm like, appointment slip. My dad whips it out his bag. He's like, here, 11 a.m. I don't know what this Nigerian embassy's obsession with paper is when we're in a digital world, but apparently you need to print everything off. Anyway, so get downstairs and they say, give me your phone. There's a guy with little slips in a cupboard taking people's phones. And I'm sitting here thinking, why does he need my phone? Oh, okay, it's a government official place. No, they don't want you to have the phone because if you record anything in there, no one would ever go. Anyway, 11 a.m. is my appointment. 11:45 comes. I've been sitting there for 45 minutes. There's kids crying. People are asking questions. Auntie's getting frustrated. Someone's redoing the weave in the back. It's crazy, right? Anyway, we come to the front. There's no one on the desk. And then this guy comes. He like runs out. He's on the desk and he's like, what are you here for? And I'm like, my passport. Anyway, he looks at it and he goes, where is your birth certificate? I'm like, we already uploaded the birth certificate on the website. Why do you need it now? He's like, you've come without your birth certificate? He starts crashing the fuck out, man. He starts crashing out. So now I'm crashing out because he hasn't traveled as far as I've traveled today, yeah? And he's like, you're gonna have to go to services. Let me tell you what services is. So we go to the back to see services. It's a guy with 3 laptops and a printer. You pay him £3 to do this, right? Tell me why this man was selling meat pies. He was helping people get their documents and at the same time hustling us for a meat pie. I love a meat pie, but not in a stressful situation. The last thing that I wanted was a meat pie. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, we print off the documents. It took us another hour. So it's approaching 2 p.m. now. I was meant to have my appointment at 11 and get out by 12. That was my idea. So the next thing, I have no place now. My ticket's gone, right? So I've been called and no one's actually directed me to where I need to go. So there's this tiny little box room in the back and there is about 20 people inside this box room in a queue. They all have numbers, but no one knows where the fucking numbers have come from. People are asking me what number I am. I said, what do you mean? My ticket's over there. Like, my ticket's gone. I need to see Auntie. I need to see Auntie to look at these documents, right? Auntie comes out. She did not look happy. She was not happy today. She looks at everyone in the queue and she goes, order. Get in order. You are stressing me out. And I say, I don't even know what I'm meant to be doing. I'm just meant to pass you these documents. And she looks at me and goes, don't stress me. I said, what? I'm just trying to get an answer. Anyway, after all of that waiting, I'd go into the room, I sit down, she looks at the documents. I was there for 5 seconds. She goes, no. I said, why? And she was like, this birth certificate won't pass. I said, why? She didn't give me a reason. So at this point, I'm sweating, there's kids crying, there's Greg's wrappers everywhere because people are eating their lunch inside of here. And I look at my dad and I just say, never bring me to this place again. Never ever bring me to this place again. I don't care if I sound like a diva. If you have ever been to the Nigerian embassy, you will know how chaotic it is. And you see people go in with smiles, excitement, they're ready, they're cheerful, and they come out drained. I have never experienced anything like that in my life. You know what? Yeah, you'll.
Gen Z, obviously London, obviously UK. She's never really seen Shege. She's like, what? This is not life. This stressed me out. Auntie was stressed. I was stressed. And she, oh my God. How many of you have been to Nigerian embassy in London for your passport? And right there is bringing back the memories as she's explaining her experience, right? How many of you? Because I have experienced it. You know that one that you have to go and print this, go and print that. Say, but I have uploaded them. Say, no, you have to print them. You print everything down. Say, go inside that place and print. You go in there, you spend another maybe 10 pounds. And you print. I didn't know they've added the meat pile to the whole thing. Because that was like, man, I'm going to do 10 years of this dear passport. I don't want to come back here again. Right? And it was my last time. So that's somebody who just experienced it, a Gen Z born in the UK, in Nigeria, because Nigeria embassy represents Nigeria. So most of the things that some of you complain about in Nigeria, where you are, because you are inside Nigeria, the whole system, what they have abroad is so similar to what you have in Nigeria. People do pay bribe to get easy. All this while, if you want to avoid it, they have a means, even in the UK. People will tell you that, okay, call this person, call that person. And then you call them and they will say, okay, if you don't have that, you just go and join the queue. And it's true, when you get inside, you will see children stressed out. I mean, I would expect that women and children should be attended to first, quickly, elderly, attend to them. And by that, I would expect that, there should be a dedicated, even at most, dedicated section for elderly, women with children, rather, that they could easily, no. If you go inside that place, I'm talking about small cubicle before where auntie or brother will have to check that you have everything now. So you need to go and do fingerprints. So if auntie says something is missing, you would have to leave that queue, go outside and do that, and find your way using Nigerian means to get back to the front and get these documents submitted. Then you start waiting again for the fingerprint. It is hellish. That's when they'll send you upstairs to go and do fingerprint. You know that one? That one, by the time you get upstairs, after you've spent hours downstairs, by the time you get upstairs, you will see another set of queue. You just be like, God, I'm not leaving this place today. And it's true. By the time you finally come out around maybe 5 or 6 p.m., you are already exhausted, drained. You just want to get out. You just want to get home. And the experience will last on you possibly for months. You'll be having that PTSD of, I was in London last week. I was in London last month. I was in London 2 months ago. Nigeria, everywhere they go, it's like MTN. But let's also put that aside and go back to Nigeria. Some drama is playing out in Ekiti. This is their politics, okay? So the incumbent governor is running for second term, and is considered that he is one of the worst ever to be governor of Ekiti. So, about a month ago, he commissioned a set of social media influencers to ensure that they kind of like portray his government in the good light online. So, but the real problem is that it seems that his own party members also feel the same as the rest of the public, that they are even willing to replace him, something that is almost unheard of, right? I mean, not in this instance. Paulishe, Fayewon, Oni, Adebayo. These were their last 4 governors, I think, in the last 24 or 25 years before this guy, right? So they've all endorsed him because according to Paulishe's brother, Isaac, this guy, the Ekiti governor, is taking very good care of the former governors. He's been paying their pensions, buying them their cars as at when due, and he's not changed any of that. So they have supported him, right? But in his own party, there's another guy, a strong one, I think, right, who is now challenging him and trying to force them to go into primaries. So yesterday, he was at their party secretariat. This drama is a kitty drama, but it's quite interesting, right? So the guy was out yesterday to see his supporters that were kind of like trying to stop them from approaching the party secretariat to see him, but they still managed to get there. Now, after pulling off that kind of crowd, I think, who are supposed to be APC and APC to APC, the next minute, they just announced from Abuja that he's been disqualified from contesting to be governor. Now, take a look at this. This was where he met his supporters.
Ní voice scarcity mọ́ nítorí pé bàbá wa Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu wọ́n ti yọ voice source. So anybody tó bá lè rí pé wàá dẹ̀ ta òun ló jẹ́ wípé kí gbogbo ẹ̀ ó wà jantirẹrẹ. A lè wá síbi báyìí ká má bá àwọn tó yẹ kó wà níbi níbi ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀yin ilẹ̀ wa ẹ̀ wá àbẹ́ wá. Ta ló di ẹgbẹ́? Aráàlú ló di ẹgbẹ́. Mo sì ọ̀fẹ́ máa gbọ́ ohun ẹ̀rẹ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ pàápàá lọ submit. Bí wọ́n yọ orúkọ yín kúrò ní ẹgbẹ́ wọ́n lè sọ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́. Ṣùgbọ́n àmọ́ pé bàbá wa ẹlẹ́yinjú àánú ẹni tó jẹ́ kó máa ń ṣe dáadáa sí gbogbo èèyàn ó máa bá wa yanjú ẹ̀ àdìẹ́gbẹ̀ nílẹ̀. Ṣé inú mi dùn gan ayọ̀ mi kún? Kí ló tún kù lẹ́yìn gbogbo ilé tí a rí? Ta rí gbogbo yín jẹ jáde wá síbí pẹ̀lú ìdùnnú pẹ̀lú ayọ̀. Ẹ̀bẹ̀ tó tá a wà. Gbogbo ilé àtọ̀lọ́ yín ló máa dá o. Ẹ máa ṣoríire o. Àwọn ọmọ yín náà máa ṣoríire. Mo fẹ́ kí àwọn yúùtù wa tó wà níbí. Ẹ̀yin náà máa dàgbà o. Àwọn náà máa ṣoríire o. Mo bẹ̀ máa kí àwọn ìyá wa ẹ̀yin obìnrin tẹ̀ wá ní. Orí nǹkan tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́kìtì. Ìjọba tí ní ló ń bọ̀ yìí. Ìjọba owó arúgbó Wẹ́sítò. Ẹ ṣe. Ṣé ẹ rí pé láàárọ̀ yìí báyìí ìgbà tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ wá wọ́n ti títì wọ́n ní kẹ́ má jáde. Báwo ṣe fi kò bá máa jáde nìyẹn? Wọ́n bẹ̀ sí gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n ń ṣe kò tí ì tán ète wọ́n sì pọ̀ ẹ sì máa gbé oríṣiríṣi news àbúdá láti gbé ní ọlọ́wọ́ òkú ẹni alágbára lọ
So his name is Kayode Ojo, by the way. And after all of that, they announced that he should be disqualified. Now, the reason for his disqualification is not so clear. And here was him today, I think, addressing his supporters after that.
But it's not of the law. So I want to put me one perform.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Power of influence is not up to the power of God. Ọlọ́dẹ̀ làwọn agbójúlé. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣé mi bọ́lọ̀ sọ ní pé God will let your will be done. My life and the life of it. But àsìkò ti tó fún láti máa tẹ̀síwájú. Democracy náà. Ṣé ẹyẹ fọmọ balẹ̀ o? Mo sọ lánàá níbẹ̀ yẹn pé oríṣiríṣi ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Which we knew was coming. But ìyẹn má yẹ kó dára ẹ̀wẹ̀ sí sọ́kùn wa. Oníkálùkù lọ wọ́ọ̀dù ká máa ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́ọ̀dù wa ká lè ṣiṣẹ́ local government wa. Nítorí election tí wà pọ̀ election tó tún wá ṣe pàtàkì election bàbá wa president Bọ́lá àbúdọ̀ fílẹ̀. Àwọn tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ìṣiṣẹ́ ni wọ́n látàn wọ́n wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan wọ́n wà lọ́tún wọ́n wà lósì gbogbo ẹ̀ láwọn wọ́n dẹ̀ fún náà torí ẹ̀ náà ṣe fẹ́ dá pàtì so that wọ́n lè ṣe glory of God, God is with us.
Amen.
Lágbára Ọlọ́run, a máa gbọ́ lágbára lọ́jọ́ ní láìpẹ́ láìjọ́. Ẹ ṣe gan ni mo dúpẹ́.
Thank you.
Support. Fact, ó wà fantastic. Mo sọ pé the next time tí bá máa wálé, gbogbo àwọn àwájú àwọn máa jó àwọn máa.
Àmín Jésù.
Amen. Bàbá ṣe pàtì. Everybody máa wà ókè. Ìwọ́n tí mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ fi dáhùn fún everybody lójú ní pé I know you are for and I'm for you.
Yes.
So mo wà pẹ̀lú yín lọ́jọ́kọjọ́ because the love that I received yesterday was overwhelming. So he has given me.
Politician. So Kayode Ojo is his name, and they have just shown him Nigeria kind of democracy. I said something about that yesterday, didn't I? When I said that somebody like you, who thinks it's just about sharing good ideas, you know, talking directly to the people, share your views and all of that with them, your visions and all that. And then maybe take some money. When you get to Nigeria, then you realize that none of that actually matters. What matters is the interest of those who have privatized that power. And they have made sure that every road that could take you to that power is compromised, and you are not prepared for it. But you are not. So they may just tell you that it is the daughter of the party leader that is now going to become the House of Rep member. Even when everybody is running after you, saying, yeah, my honorable. Just like that, once they announce the daughter of the party leader, people who are miling around you, they will switch straight to her. they automatically becomes supporters. You'll be left with just handful of just maybe friends who are just there to sympathize with you. So the system is not pure. The entire process is so criminal, but that is their system. So you either just have to play by their rules, and their rule is just to be ready to get somebody. To be ready to take somebody's slots by taking their conditions. And I've said that before as well, right? It is when you finally get into it, from the vision of man, when I become the next governor, I want to build 10,000 houses in my first 4 years. I want to make sure that all the schools upgrade, all of the 15,000 schools in this state. I'm going to upgrade them to Kinekon level. I'm going to hire more teachers. I'm going to pay them good money. We'll make sure that we improve this thing. When you want to join, you are still pretty much like here. So by the time you now meet these rogues who are going to be the steps you have to follow to finally get that power. So when you made the first one, the second, the third, stage by stage, by the time you finally become the flag bearer, you see that your 10,000 houses you want to build, you could only reduce them to maybe 50, 100. Or maybe we should just build houses for the lawmakers, because you don't think you can build houses for the citizens anymore with the conditions you are going to have to abide with. And that's their system. So the guys seem to have the people, but when it comes to the power that be, they'll say they'll find you something. He is making mouth to his supporters that some people are trying to stop him, some people are trying to divide the party, but the supporters should not worry. But the next time he comes back to see them, they will be celebrating because they would have sorted this whole thing. Meanwhile, he's going to end up contesting under another party, which is going to serve as his own SPV, because they will tell him that you can win. You can win. Just make sure that you put your picture and Tifnubu's picture together so that you can say that you are still for Tifnubu for second time. Your people are going to work for him. But when it comes to governor, let them just vote for CDM. So that's their politics. It's crazy. So Kalu announced this morning, that it was last night, right? So they announced the pardon of 175 people. They didn't give us all their names, but they gave us the description of what, of the beneficiaries. Among them, the posthumous pardon given to Abat Macaulay. You know that man that was was it in 10 naira notes or so? Abat Macaulay, or was it in 1 naira note? I can't remember. Abat Macaulay, Alvan Ikoku. Which one was 1 naira? Which one was 10 naira? Right? So it is said that he was convicted of sedition, right? That is trying to free Nigeria of colonialism then, right? Sedition. It was going to break away Nigeria. Then he was also convicted of embezzlement, which was believed to be a trump-up charges from the colonial government of the time. So Tifnumbu has forgiven him, pardoned him. So means he's no longer an ex-convict. Nnamdi Azikiwe, I don't know what they give us the reason for adding Nnamdi Azikiwe to it, but let's see that part. It also includes the Ogoni 9, right? Ogoni 9, Kensaro Wiwa, Saturday, Dobe, Noduewo, Daniel Boko, Olivera, Felix Noante, Barry Bobera, Berineme Kiobel, and John Quinn. Well, another one at the national, okay, just wants to give national note to. So, you had Mamambata, the guy that Babangida executed in that 1990 failed coup, remember? So, I have the long list, including Farouk Lawan. So Farouk Lawan is that guy that collected 500,000 US dollars a bribe from Otedola in order to bury the subsidy scam investigation at the time. Then he served the jail term. He was there for about 6 or so years in jail. And he just came out. So Tiffany also pardoned him too. And people have been reacting. So Mama Vasta, Vatsa, this was Abat Macaulay. And this is Farouk Lawan, the man whose voice you are going to hear next in this undercover recorded conversation, negotiating for how to collect a 680,000 US dollars bribe during the fuel subsidy investigation.
Yes, I don't bring it to my house.
Okay, you take it to your house?
No, I don't want to bring it to my house. It's a lot of money.
Yes. So where? Because I am rushing to the airport now.
Yeah, they're at the airport in the aircraft.
And before they can come over now, unless I send somebody to the airport, I was coming. I can't. By the time they come, I should be in the chambers. I have a lot of things to do myself.
Is there anybody you trust I can give it to, or maybe I should postpone my China till tomorrow?
No, it's okay. I would arrange with someone. I would let me give you his number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
His number is 080.
Hold on. 080.
36. 51. 33. 55.
What's his name?
Yeah, TJ.
Sorry?
TJ.
TJ?
No, TJ.
TJ?
TJ.
Okay.
Yeah, TJ.
So I'll give him the balance. That's
okay.
$2.5 million, yeah?
That's right. Hold on. Just hold on. I'm calling him to be sure he's finished.
No. It wasn't like my brother taking. That's one. Secondly, please, this thing that we are doing, keep it to yourself. Otherwise, you will make it difficult for us.
Okay. I am now.
You will make it difficult because somebody called me now and said that we said we are going to address this. So, please keep it. Yeah, because if it's already out that we are going to do something, when we do it, people will think that we are doing it because we have compromised. And that is something that, and if my colleagues get to hear that, I will be able to convince them. So leave it to yourself. Let it be a topic. Let it not be like anybody is aware of what is happening. If anybody asks you, simply explain that this thing, from your records, you have all the records, and you have made a case to the committee. You have sent your records to the committee. Yeah, it's not for the committee. It's not for the committee to decide what to do. Please keep it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, because the moment it gets out, now we are going to correct it. Then it means we have already. So let it be. I want to bring a surprise on the floor, and that is the only credible way.
God bless my brother. I've been trying. Every time I hear
your sector is small. Everybody knows, and people are already saying. Somebody just called and said, what happened? They said, Amy has gotten the way around you guys, and he has already.
That is not true. But let me also tell you.
No, I'm saying this. No, I'm saying it because this is what I had.
But my brother, let me also tell you one thing. You know me as
it doesn't have. It doesn't. I know. I know.
So people just get up. People is that.
Yeah, don't make it difficult. Just whoever, no, I didn't do this. I'm sure it must have been a mistake from the committee, but I sent a letter to set the record right.
Okay, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. Thank you. Right.
That was a Farouk Lawan negotiating with Otedola in order to, because he was calling Otedola, according to Otedola, Farouk Lawan happened to be the chairman of the House Committee investigating the subsidy scam. People who have been collecting subsidy money, but they've not actually been supplying any fuel to Nigeria. So they were being investigated of this multi-billion dollars fraud. So the House Committee, led by Farouk Lawan, or maybe it's just a member, so they have names of those who have collected the subsidy, and they named the Otedola's Fort Oil as one of them. And they were going to be blacklisted if they get indicted, truly. So that was the card this guy played. So he demanded for 680,000. Sorry, he demanded for $3 million. But he also demanded that one. I mean, he wanted 680,000 US dollars in cash, and the rest, through bank and offshore accounts. So Otedola said he now called the DSS to inform them of this act of extortion coming from a member of a supposed house committee investigating corruption. So the DSS now made provision for that 500,000 US dollars that he collected, and he took some in his cap. He was putting some in his other jacket, like the Kanu thief, the Babariga Mobile Banking CEO of Kanu, Gandola, remember? So when he was caught, he was arrested, and then he went on trial, and he was convicted. So he served his term, came out just last year. I think it was around October, around this time last year. How he managed to work his way through the heart of Tifnumbu to be included, especially somebody like that, that should be a symbol of what it should be if you loot public fund or if you are that corrupt. Fortunately, there are those who have stolen billions, more than that, right? And they are currently walking free simply because they're in the right there camp of the thieves. Sad story, right? So he also pardoned a cocaine dealer, Nweze, or so what is his name again? So he pardoned him, who is currently serving a life sentence. He's been pardoned, so he could go home. And his colleague, let me see if I can grab their name. So, and then his colleague, who is serving a 17-year sentence, but has already served a 12, has also been pardoned by Kolu. There were other prison inmates that got pardoned from their, crimes and all that. So we just have no idea, why he's doing it. You get what I mean? But it is what it is. So finally, or that should be the finally. So finally, we can stop by briefly in Oyo, where Soloma Kinde Ibadan was doing the interactive session with the people for your state, giving them the update on what his government has been up to, right? And he was talking about his project, and he actually sent a jibe somehow to Devulumai, who had this TV meltdown tantrum the other day when he was asked to give account or give the exact cost per kilometer of his coastal road. And it went on, that Makinde said he is not Umai.
A kilometer. How would they ask a minister? So how much is the coastal road? And then you're dancing around, going to say, no, next kilometer is different from next kilometer. Yeah, what is the average cost? When we did Oyo to, it said it was a million.
That's a joke, right? Oh, I forgot to show you. This was Farouk Lawan when he left prison after his sentence, or he completed his sentence. So now, finally, before we take calls, so we're going to take calls, all right? I'm going to take a break and then come back and take calls, right? So this was a Minde, Maryland, when Wahabi Wule visited them yesterday. And then today, this happened. You know what that means now, like...
Hey! Yeah, I lost you.
The mega shitty. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to take just about 2 minutes break, and I'll come back. And we're going to take calls tonight as well. Maybe one or two, like somebody suggested. Okay. But if you have to leave, remember, please like the broadcast. Like it. If you haven't done that already, but if you have, don't do it again. All right. I'm going to be back in a minute or two. Actually, 2 minutes. Okay. So I have my first caller this evening. So here we go. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun. Good evening, Baba.
Good evening. Oh, how are you, Baba?
I'm doing well. Thank yourself.
Well, I am still surviving. Thank you for asking.
Your family, your kids, your wife.
Glory be to God. We're thanking God. Thank you for asking again.
Thank you. And I just want to appreciate you for your good work because no matter how our differences, you do never give up.
That's right.
Just keep doing what you're doing. There is people who are not happy for what you're doing. There are people who are happy for what you're doing. So may the good Lord, may Him bless you, keep you, protect you from the hands of the wicked ones, and give you victory over everything you are doing. In the name of people, we pray. I will just go. My name is John Eze, calling from Boston. I will just go straight to the point.
Please.
the Europeans, they brought something they give us. They give us church. And we are dying for church and religion, Muslim and Christian. They provide health care in their places. They provide electricity in their places. They provide different categories of jobs as far as you can do for their people. Yeah, they are facing economic crisis too, but they are not like us. We die in the church, what do you call it? Bible study, Virgin night. We pray, 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 pray. Still, we don't have no road to run with. Every 4 years, they promise you they will do a road for you. They never complete anything. I keep saying this message for us, for all of us that are living in diaspora. The earlier, the better we wake up and quench this fire that is coming to consume us. The earlier for us. When we decide not to speak out and condemn this evil thing that is coming to fall before our very eyes, you have seen it. That in that contraction, that the people they marginalize is Igbos. Now the people who are in the power, who are the politicians of the Igbos, many of them are in 80s, and they are working hand to hand with their president, which is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So instead of them to say what is the truth, they hide it. They don't want to say it because it will bring a bad belly for them to grab as many as they can grab, because it's the second turn coming up. It's their second turn coming up. Now they have appointed a new INEC chairman. Do you think that INEC chairman, this man appointed by himself, will be to obey his rules? The answer is no. Secondly, before I go, they put terrorists. They keep Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu never kill nobody.
No.
Nnamdi Kanu never shoot nobody, no arrow, no gun. No. He just using his mouth that God created him because it's freedom of speech. Preach his message all over the world. And the APC find it so difficult that not that and that Nnamdi Kanu did is a terrorist. Is more than. Now they have bring somebody who have the camouflage, who carry everything as weapon, come up. They want him to have a peace deal with the government, with all this ammunition.
Yeah.
Do you know that funny?
That everybody is actually seeing. And
do you know that funny, Baba?
They're actually quite.
Do you know that funny? Do you know that funny? In your own very eye. Do you know that in your own eye? What will you do? You can't do nothing.
It's more than funny.
Because that place is really, really condemned. When we are talking about, when we see truth with them, if we do not speak and quench this fire, we will travel one day. And the thing that this man has been saying, none of them is fake. Every of his message is real. The second thing I want to say to other people is, if they allow APC, that what is his name? They call him Benjamin McCall. Is he from other states? If they allow that man, I am sorry we are come from. APC cannot protect you. Here and now, not to say we don't know, we not tell you, we try to tell you. If you bring APC, you are done. If you try bring APC in other states, you are done. This one that this man Benjamin Kanu is doing is just to brainwash you people. If you people try bring APC, you will cry had I know.
Man, they've got Alex Otti.
Hear it
So they
now.
have to throw Alex Otti out.
No, hear it now. Hear it now because he's doing his campaign. He has said it. You know, they will tell you what they want to do.
Yes.
So that you will not be, you will not be, you will not be saying,
Underrate
so surprised. How did this?
You underrate them. That's to the advantage. People always kind of underrate them like, until it is too late.
Don't underrate them. They have already said it in public that he has told Alex Otti that maybe APC is going to challenge him in 2027. That is going to be a top game. So they always know because they will ask him now, how many do you want to kill? He will say, I will kill as many as I want. And they will say, don't kill too much. And as soon as he has killed,
thank you so much.
May I leave him there? May I leave him there? May I leave him there? May I the Carlo, let the leave that man make it come on.
God bless you, Baba. You enjoy the rest of the day, okay? Have a good one. And let's take another one. Just because for time. See if we can manage to get like enough people on. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun Baba.
Baba, how are you?
We salute your efforts. We salute you for everything you are doing.
Thank you so
much. I'm all power to your elbow.
Thank you. Yeah.
I just want to talk about Nnamdi Kanu, Master Nnamdi Kanu.
Please fire, sir.
Right. As you said maybe yesterday or the day before yesterday, you said it that Kanu is being persecuted because he's Igbo.
Yes, sir.
And Ali, my name is Kola. Kola from Canada. And some information because we have our ears within the government circle. And you know this man, Sowore, anytime Sowore talks, people should pay attention to whatever that man says.
Right.
He has some information with him. People who are keeping Kanu in detention and not Northerners. Right now, the people who are keeping Kanu in detention are the Eastern politicians, or some of these governors. They are because they believe that Nnamdi Kanu's release is a threat to them in the Southeast.
So the political class.
That's why Sowore, the political class in the East. That's why Sowore challenged because of the information Sowore has in his disposal. That's why he's challenging them that they should come and since Kanu Sowore made that statement, none of those, especially just few of them has come out to identify with what Sowore said.
Eastern governor has identified so
not a single,
not any prominent politician has identified with this so far.
Yeah,
but the status of assembly said, they will be part of it. Hopefully, if they don't call them back at the last minute. Go on.
Something like that. Because these are the people. So if you want Kanu out, let's call out the political elite in the Southeast. They are the ones that are telling the government that they should keep him there because once they know that once Kanu is released and is back in the Southeast, then their political relevance is gone. They feel that it's a threat to their political relevance in the South, in the Southeast. So that's why anytime when Sowore made that statement, I told somebody, I said that's because of the information at his display. That's why he's saying you will see in the future, Sarah reporter will release, we expose some of their atrocities. You will see. So so that's why these people. That's why anytime we talk about all these people, the enemy. The enemy within is more. The enemies within are more than the enemy from outside.
I agree.
That's the problem.
I agree.
So that's what I want to say. I have that information that.
Yes, sir. Let me take another one. Okay, Sake. God bless you. I have another caller though. And hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you, Baba?
Paul calling from Belgium.
Hello. How are you this
How are you? I'm fine, and you?
Well, I'll survive. Thank you for asking.
How is the family?
We thank God. We do. Thank you.
Your broadcast was exceptional.
Thank you.
The lady about Nigerian embassy. There is something there. I need to talk about the embassy.
So you have your own trauma too, yeah, that you would like to share.
What you said is the actual truth. It's not nothing but the whole truth that you. I think it should even be worse here than what you obtain in what you see in Nigeria. The process of getting your passport is even worse here because when you consider
that before, Polo, that they would rather go to Nigeria and do their renewal than do it where they are.
Yes, at least in that place, if you are staying, say, for 3 weeks or, and you know how the system there works.
Like the same system that we believe is so that bad. For somebody who live abroad,
yes.
Say, man, you don't understand. It's better to do it in Nigeria than to do it here. Because of their traumatic experiences. So it's the same almost everywhere then.
Yeah, because they are, in fact, if you don't, I'll give you an instance. Take, for instance, my senior brother, who is a doctor who lives in United Kingdom also. When his passport expired, he preferred doing it in Nigeria than doing it in the UK.
Wow.
So, under 3 days, they were able to give him his passport because he gave them enough money to be able to get that passport before he leaves. So that's what they want. That's what corruption does. Instead of
even here with your money, you go still see small shege. A shege that you won't even forget, even without your money that you are giving to these guys. Here.
Are you telling me? I know Nigeria is never going to work. I have been saying it. This what we are seeing now. Till 50 years, 100 years, any person thinking that Nigeria will work, it will never work. Because the thing that is following them.
Yeah, when people say that, like you just said now, okay, when people say this, the others are like, why are you so dismissive? Like it's never going to be better. I say, well, if things continue like this, people should tell us how it's going to then change then.
Wait now. The people saying that they can change, I pray that God should keep them alive for the next 30 years or 40. They will see Nigeria deteriorate. Even their children will continue to see it be the way it is. It will even get worse. Because there is remember, even in Israel, there was a time in Israel, people were cooking human beings to eat. It's there in the Bible.
Yeah.
It will get to that point. When they get to that point, it's not somebody that will tell them it's time to divide the country.
The World Bank says more than 140 million Nigerians are falling more in. Are currently living in abject poverty, and they said 33 million of them. They said 33 million of them are prone to die of starvation. They are already comparing that they are living. They said their own kind of like poverty or starvation, right? They said it is now worse than that of 33 million Nigerians living in a condition that is worse than what it is in Sudan.
The data they gave, I don't even believe it because on which data are they working with? Does Nigeria have? How do they know their population? Do they know their population? If you don't know your population, on which data are you working that you are giving that figure? So don't be if for instance, when you hear what people analyze, that the people holding Nigeria hostage are not more than say 5% of the population, and you are giving such a data, that means the data is fake. It might be more than that, in my own estimate anyway. That's what I'm thinking.
It's actually worse
because
it's been kind of like portrayed.
Yes, it's worse than that. Because if you see the crime rate in Nigeria,
you yourself no go believe saying Nigeria be this.
Oh.
2025.
Yeah. So I don't know how they are getting the data and what they are putting out there. You know, so it's so like me now, for instance, I have made a decision. I've decided. You know, last time I went to Nigeria was 2018 when my mother died. Now, for any reason I want to go to Nigeria, for any reason, if I want to go to Nigeria, I would prefer to go pay money and take a visa with my Belgian passport and go to Nigeria. I don't care about their passport. I don't need it. It doesn't bother me. You know, so that's my own decision. Or I will take my old passport and travel. If I'm coming back, I don't need this thing because I have my Belgian passport.
Hello.
So that's what I will be doing.
Thank you very much for calling. Everybody has their own experience of why they have decided on what they have decided about Nigeria. You just need to hear their story. I appreciate it.
Nigeria will never get better. It will get worse. That's why I called anyway.
And it's
Thank
not
you.
even a cause. God bless you. Let me take another one. Here. Hello.
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 Maiyegun, good evening.
Good evening. Oh, how are you, Baba?
I'm good. Maiyegun, what I want to speak on is the embassy stuff.
Right. You have your own personal experience to share too, yeah?
Maiyegun, not of recent.
Right.
Just of recent. That was July. I went to Germany to get my passport. I went there. I traveled to Germany, so I decided let me do the passport there immediately because it will be a little bit easier for me. Like the man told us that once we go there, when we get there, we just get our passport and leave. You know, we are not up to 15, Maiyegun, but I was there from 8 o'clock in the morning. We were there till they opened around 10. I was there. I left Berlin around 7.
In the evening?
I left Berlin in the evening, yeah. And why I decided to call in is that they told me that our passport is now being printed in France.
Okay.
You see? They can't produce it there. Everything is now Europe now. I think they mentioned at Europe now that it's only in France once they finish with your fingerprint in Berlin.
Right.
Then it will take you like 4 weeks or that for either 4 weeks or 3 weeks, then you get it 8 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, then you get it back. And then they are printing it in France.
Really?
It was like, why France? So my man now went to Shaguri. You see, so but I paid through my nose. I paid close to. I paid for the passport. I paid 350. The guy that secured but I was coming from America, so the guy that did everything, I gave him 350 just to get the appointment, everything for me, pay for the passport, 10 years. Then when I got there, my transportation from my city to that place, my transportation was like, I took speaking, it's about 200 or 250 I paid. Then euros. Then I gave them extra, I gave them extra 150. Because they said somebody's going to France that night. So I can get it tomorrow because I told them that I have to go back to America on Saturday. I went there, I was there on Wednesday, I think, Wednesday. So and I told her I have to go back to America on Saturday. So they now said to me that somebody is traveling to France. That night I did it. You see? So I gave them another extra 150 just to put it in a yes, I now said let me pay with card.
You get it the following day as you were told?
Yeah, that's where I'm going to. I don't know if they cost Nigerian embassy. So I now paid the extra 150. Then the next day I no see pass. So the third day, after that day, the other day I go. I begin to go blindly without any appointment. That's when they called me that the passport is there. I went there, pick it up, and I now paid extra ICE speed train. Another to and fro like 200. And what that girl said in Germany, everybody that knows Germany, Berlin, Nigerian embassy, you will go down like something like basement. One small place like basement, that place is where people will be filled up. No ventilation, nothing.
It's similar to London.
So
it's that of London.
Yes,
well. You have to walk straight to like something that's like basement as well. But I'm not the kind of like.
That's why. When I heard this thing and she said UK, that's why I tried to tell. If it's a cause that Nigerians will not be treated well anywhere, every time, any place. Because this basement is not up to a room. And the ceiling is so down. If you're like up to 6'5", you cannot stand up there. If you're up to 6 feet, you can't stand up there straight. The one in Berlin, they build one parkour inside. But the up where they used to give other foreigners visa, that one is at least you can take air from that one. It's normal room.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but we, the owners of the country that they're supposed to treat us well, is basement. So the same thing also in London. That means these people that are in charge of this country, they are cursed people. They are wicked.
So
they can pay.
Right?
Yeah. So this happened in July. But they gave me the passport eventually. They gave me, but that 150 it doesn't go to government pocket. They took it by the side. But I tried to pay with card. They said, like, you can't pay with card. Just go get the money and meet us. Even when I came back to pick up my passport, the guy brought my passport on the street and waited for me on the street. And
this is not like one roadside office, embassy of the
country. No. Yeah, he brought it outside for me and gave it to me with hiding it.
In the embassy. You get what I mean now? Somebody who works inside the government, like foreign mission, Baba. Well,
yes, you see. So it's like a course. They can't treat us very well. Then that's what they are also doing to the ones in Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Bless you. You have a very good one, though. At least you got it. There are those that they have been waiting for their own for weeks, for months, and But here is another hello.
Hello, my good general. Good evening, Prior to the caller before this last one, that caller is saying what is almost in my own mind and every Nigeria that think wise. Nigeria will never work. It will never work. Where we are going to, we don't know, or those people don't know either. But we are just pulling each other. That's all I just want to say about Agbero or no Agbero. What we're talking about with all these people, that this one people are Tinubu follower, not Tinubu follower. It's not the evening. It's not the main issue. The main issue for the Lagosian, the real Lagosian who are say they are Lagosian, if they are still alive, is that Tinubu is not doing anything for anybody. But if we said Nigeria should divide, everybody should go their way, that's when we're going to see the back with the breakup of corruption, the breakup of Nigeria. There's some, prior to what you're saying, there's some more Igbo that was born in Lagos in 1972 that I know. His brother is older than me. What do you want to call that person? Non-Lagosian, than somebody who come from Kwara in 1985 and he want to be a killer. So everybody know each other in the different way. And somebody I know is not the one you know they're calling your show. There's some Olori Kukuomo Igbo twin in Idumota that are telling us we're going to burn Lagos down. Are we going to keep quiet for that person?
Because
so everybody they have their own show.
People, you know, one thing is that people like that, in the Lagos, Alhaji Wahab, you know, there's something called the Oma Dugbo and all that. So, and you know that before this political nonsense came, there is a way people always deal with aggressors like that, right? Without even like, you get weaponizing it for.
No, because you don't blame that guy to be aggressor. You can't blame him. From Idumota, from Carter Bridge to John Street, it's just about 2 minutes walk. If somebody carry load, you're going to pay somebody. From one place, you're going to pay somebody before you use Balogun. Everybody is fed up. The last fight, before the last fight in Balogun, there's one fight in John Street right there. Wish me to support that Omo Igbo because I don't know it. But how can you say you're going to collect money?
There's a way, because if you are doing what is right, you know, when you say Omo Adugbo, where I grew up in Ilupeju, right? We had, especially when it comes to the Easterners, people from Calabar, you know, we grew up with them and we consider ourselves as Omo Adugbo. If people come from outside to come and fight us in Ilupeju, then this and all of us, everybody, we are all going to defend our street and push them back. Do you get what I mean now? So if any of us want to turn out to become a problem in the area, everybody will also join hands and deal with that person. That's the kind of Lagos I grew up in. And I bet it's
that's not what Lagos Island is now. Lagos Island have already
That's what I'm saying. The majority of that
has changed. Okay, look at it this way. Right. If you know anybody from Ethiopia or all these people who call themselves Eritrea, they're separate now, and it's not even 10, 15 years. Now they're negotiating, they want to come back. If we wake up in Nigeria, it's not that Chidi, Nwankwo will not live in Lagos. As long as that we have our constitution, we have our rule of law. If Chidi and Nwankwo agree with our rule of law, they can come and live there. If Wahabi and Tokuba want to go and live in Eastern region, if I agree with their rule of law, we could go and go there. But I'm a Muslim the day I was born. This Awusa, the Fulani, we are going nowhere with these people. If we break from Nigeria to stick to anything, if you see somebody that you want to live together, your sensibility come together, we can come back together. German breakup, that the guy who say he's living in Berlin, I've been in German. I was in German when the Berlin wall come down. Do you know how those people they feel happy that time? Even before that time, you can't even go to German as a foreigner. I was in German when they are making Auslander Rouse. Although I'm not even living in Germany, I'm a Auslander. I come from Amsterdam. Auslander Rouse, if you are in German that time, you will know what I'm talking about. Tell that guy to go and listen to some people's history. When they burned that Turkish mosque, I was around Berlin that time. But let's put that one aside. Right. People break up, if they see their differences, they come back together.
They can. That's right.
But if you break up, if you have no differences, you can't break it up. You're not coming back together. That's how you're going to break everything. You say this one is
peacefully, it makes better sense than to violently, turn to
Okay. We all going to see beyond Tinubu bench for the next 30 years. Then. But let me finish one thing before I go. But the only one thing, Omeko, if you listen, I want to see the back of bone of Tinubu in 2027. Tinubu have already put his INX there. So if Tinubu lose, is he not going to go? So if Tinubu die, are you not going to bury him? I'm not going to say more than that. Until then, 2077. I'm going to live to that time. Nigeria don't finish. It don't finish. We are just at the day between local Kukabole and Numotoni.
So, can you nice right?
Thank you.
Sir. So that's Alaji Wahab, Lagosian. I think I have another caller. I want 1 second to my caller. I don't mind. I mean, I don't know if it's okay to remind you now that if you haven't really liked the broadcast, this is another chance for you to do that, okay? Because it's easier to forget. And thanks to those of you who have actually really liked the broadcast itself, shared as well. Okay, appreciate that. But here is my caller. Hello.
Hello, General. Good evening to you. Yes, sir.
Prince Adewale, Avi, the African Wahala.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. It's really good to talk. I did, bro. We thank God. Yeah, I just wanted to double down on people that are saying that Nigeria is never going to work. It's true. Nigeria is never going to work. And we can all see the evidence. It has always been on a downward trajectory, every aspect of Nigeria. Right now in 2025, Nigeria is ranked as the bottom country in terms of life expectancy. How did Nigeria get there? Nigeria is ranked beneath Sudan, Chad, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Congo. Now, these are countries that have historically always been below Nigeria. Nigeria was hopeful at some point. During the time of Obasanjo, there was a time where the indices was pointing towards growth and improvement. But all of a sudden, everything crumbled. And that's not the first time that Nigeria was growing and then it crumbled. The same thing happened in the 70s. In the 70s, during the oil boom, it was growing and then it crumbled. It happened again after the 1990s. It was growing and then it crumbled. Now we are here. This time around, we are at the bottom, at the point where Nigeria is completely destroyed in every aspect, and people are going to disagree because there are still many people in Nigeria that are making good money. They are living good lives. To them, Nigeria is working. So they are going to disagree with us that say that Nigeria will never work. But those people only make up 10% of the population. 10% of 200 million people is a lot, right? So if you have 20 million people that are doing good and 200 million other people that are doing horrible.
Terribly bad.
If you in that kind of society, would you say that kind of society is fair?
No.
That's not a fair society.
No.
And how did we get to the bottom of the life expectancy measurement in the world? It's because Nigeria has no future. People will keep on trying. People will keep on failing.
As well, because life has become so cheap as well. You know, in Nigeria, it could be taken away just like that.
Exactly. One of the reasons why Nigeria dropped woefully in life expectancy is because of lack of access to medical facilities or medical practitioners. There are only 55,000 doctors, registered doctors left in Nigeria. But outside of Nigeria, the doctors that emerged from Nigeria to the outside, they are more than 55,000. So Nigeria is literally collapsing in front of us. We all can see it happen. But it's unfortunate. I really wish we could find a way to disintegrate. And I know it's going to eventually happen, but unfortunately, most likely it's going to happen violently. Because if they don't give room for us to have a peaceful conversation and dissolve this mess that is drowning everyone, then we wouldn't have a choice but to dissolve it violently. And I think we're going to have to dissolve it violently. It's not me. I'm not praying for that, but it's human nature.
It's the actions of these guys
that
push everybody to that fringe, you know?
Yeah, it's the human nature. After a while, people are not going to be able to continue taking the suffering, and they will just start tearing everything apart.
This myth, I just want to put that out there as well, and I want you to say something about it. There's this myth that over time, right, people will say on many occasions that Nigeria has reached the edge of the cliff, that everybody believes that this is it. This is it. This country is going to break up now. And then it will just make a miraculous sort of save. Not take everybody like higher, but just kind of like off the deep or something. And to them, no matter what everybody feels about Nigeria right now, you are likely not going to feel like that in 10 years when something must have. Have you heard that myth before? That Nigeria would have gotten to a stage of breaking up, collapse. It will just bounce back, sort of. Have you heard that before?
And it's true. I mean, if you look at this, the history, the dips and the troughs. If you look at, if you plot a graph of Nigeria, it has always gone through those cycles. Because we would get to a point like in 2020. 2020 was a point where everybody believed, man, this is the end. It wasn't even about breaking up in 2020. It was about something will change. But nothing ended up changing. We also got to that point in 2012. Something will change. Nothing else happened. Now we are at a point where everybody is begging. You go to the stores, all these huge ShopRite and all the stores, a lot of them are empty because nobody is even going there to shop anymore. Nobody has money. If you go to all these huge cinemas in these so-called cities, Ibadan, Lagos, Owerri, nobody goes there. Few people are going to spend their money in all these businesses because they don't even, people that are struggling to eat, majority of the people are struggling to eat. How are they going to go?
Power plus their population, it is so low.
No, it's horrible. And finally, I'm just going to say that I feel like the people that are still afraid of a breakup of Nigeria, it's understandable. Someone like me, I've been so angry for so many years that these days I'm beginning to calm down again. So it's still that conversation about that cycle of we are so enraged and then we just calm down after a while. Me, these days, I just laugh because I'm beyond frustrated about Nigeria. What would eventually happen is that we have to break up. We absolutely have to. But then in the future, we might still come back together. But that time, it's probably going to be called something else. Maybe it's going to be a block of West African countries that would form a huge... Because the world is going to keep on evolving. By then, we might no longer be in the world, maybe in the next 100 years or whatever. But the entity, Nigeria, is detrimental to the lives of people. And it has always been that way for 124 years, ever since it was created by foreigners from Europe, strictly for their own economic benefits. And that's my contribution. Thank you so much, General.
Thank you to the African Wahala, Baba. Thank you so much for dropping by. And then, on that note, we can easily call it a night. Okay? Thanks to every one of you who's been part of this convo so far. Okay? And to the likers, the sharers, the commenters, the super chatters, everyone, the callers. I'm going to see you another time. And until then, right, stay safe and good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun diary, diary Politico. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Ayé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé.